I got like total of 9 years exposure in IT, out of which I've spent on Tableau from 2011 onwards. I've worked on Tableau and other related technologies.
Okay.
I've mostly been a developer, understand the admin concepts, and I, during the training, we'll be going through the development aspects of the dashboard, admin concepts, installing the server, installing the client, configuring, creating visualization, dashboards, solving problems, writing a little bit of SQL, just a little bit, okay, and the basic concepts of data visualization, best practice of data visualization, a little bit about data warehousing, and one session on statistics that is covered in data visualization. So that's about me and the training. Before we go further, can you give me a little heads up on like how much exposure you have on the related technologies or SQL in particular?
Yeah, actually I have been a QA analyst for a few years. Like I have been doing the scripting and automation using HP UFT.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So I'm familiar with SQL. I have been connected to the database and execute the SQL queries to get the data and verify in the UI. So basic SQL, I'm familiar with it.
May I ask you why and what brought you into data visualization?
Just want to switch my domain to something else, but not in QA.
Okay, okay. And how much, do you understand that Tableau is a data visualization tool?
Not much.
Okay, so how and this Tableau thing happened? Somebody suggested or did some Googling? I'm just trying to understand your thought process there.
Yeah. It just was looking at some of the reporter side. So I was looking in SSRS, and SSRS is just with Microsoft products. So if you have to use, they say like Tableau is popular now. So I was thinking about taking the training.
All right, perfect, perfect. See, reporting, I'm glad you said the word reporting. Reporting is dead.
Okay.
Nobody uses reporting anymore unless you are, say, GE Capital, companies like that, where you have to send printed, formatted reports to federal agencies, or printed or formatted tabular report to federal agencies, which are like print ready. Those kind of stuff. Unless you have such requirements, nobody uses the old traditional old school reporting tools like OBI, ESAPBO, even MSSRS is a little old school now.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you why. There is a lot of overhead and a lot of prep work that needs to be done to create reports and visualizations in these kind of tools. And earlier, visualization used to exist for the sake of itself. Especially when you created the annual business reports, those multicolored pie charts had more decorative purpose than actual information value. Because nobody in their right minds would use a pie chart to show some data. You know why? Pie chart doesn't help you in answering questions like which is the 5th largest product category by sales.
Yeah.
What a bar chart would do. But you still see those pie charts in the boardrooms and corporate presentations. That's partly because of two reasons. One, half the people who are doing that comes from the old school of reporting. Second, they don't really care. But times have changed. Things are changing. Now, business do not want to spend time, money, resource, effort on creating those useless reports or just audit kind of things. Mostly reports are audit kind of stuff. You just take a look at past data and then ascertain that things have not gone astray. But now that there has been more interactive, and data takes a driving role, and like it's the driving reason behind a lot of decisions that the business takes, whether to invest in a particular market, whether to invest in a particular company, whether to kill a product line, whether to boost another product line, whether to get into another market, new market. All these kind of decisions. Earlier, unless you're Steve Jobs, everybody else needs data. There are still people who take decisions based on gut feel. Okay, God save them. But for the rest of us, we need data. We before we start a business. I'm not talking about a small scale business, but multi-million-dollar business. Then you need to. When the stakes are so high, you need to contain the risks, or we cover the downside, as they say in business. So that can be done, or the risk can be minimized, or there's only possible way to do that is to know as much as possible about that opportunity, collect as much data as possible, and then analyze the data. Now, when I say analyze, you need to drill through the data, look at the overall picture, high-level overview, lot of stuff, and then do those things, and take decisions. And when you if you have tried analyzing huge amount of data, you would quickly understand that it becomes difficult to look at those Excel sheets or query output and then finally deduce some idea for it. So that's why we have visualization. Rather than showing one huge tabular data, it will be much easier to analyze the data using a visualization.
Okay.
All right. So these visualizations are created solely for one purpose, which is analyze the data, make sense of the numbers. So your data, the bottom line is, it is not about how pretty your visualization is, but how useful it is for the business. And this has to happen really fast. Meaning, when you get the data today, you need to get the visualization today itself. You don't have one whole 2-3 days to finish, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks to finish. No, that was the problem with the old traditional reporting tools. It took a lot of time to write the SQL and to do a lot of the prep work. But this visualization tool is pretty easy to use. Look at this. I'm going to connect to an Excel sheet which contains around 9,000 records. Okay. See this? 9,000 records. And we are talking about millions of records. Here I'm just showing it little 5, but even 9,000 records becomes difficult to analyze. If you want to look at it, if you're just going to eyeball it, it's going to be really difficult.
I think it's taking few seconds to load for us to see the Excel sheet.
I'm not opened the Excel sheet.
You haven't opened it.
What do you see now? Okay.
I see orders, returns, users.
Okay. Okay. Look at this here, and this is the data that we have. I'm also seeing that loading rows. All right, it takes some time. Do you see data?
No, I don't. It's still loading.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's a genuine case of lag.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, look at this is what I'm talking about. When you have, this is just like 9,000 records. Imagine looking at such data, that turns into millions of records.
Okay.
Right. You don't need anything else to get like frustrated. So rather than looking at this way, you just want to see I want to see which region is the most profitable one. So that's very easy to find out. See that? Central region is most profitable. I want to see which state is most profitable. And you see that it's Illinois, followed by New York, Texas. Or you already know where the states are, so let's see how each state fare in terms of profitability. Okay, and for those who skipped the geography classes, let's have the state name showing on the label, and let's have the profit as well showing up. We see that negative. Montana, Mississippi, Tennessee are all loss-making. South Carolina, whereas Texas, California, Illinois are doing really well, profitability-wise. Say I want to see this same thing for a sales analysis. Let's duplicate this. And then instead of profit, let me show sales on the color shelf. And instead of profit, let me show sales on the label shelf. Do you see how easy it is to analyze, drill through data? And let's say I want to have a particular category that I don't understand how that's performing. So I want to see just furniture. Then I want to see the profitability of furniture as well. So let's see. Oh my God, furniture is losing money big time in lots of states. So I wanna drill down more into it. I wanna see, okay, what is the particular product subcategory in terms of profit. Oh, we have some loss here. I wanna add profit on the color shelf so that nice shows up nicely the profitability and show the label as well. Oh my God, look at that. Tables as a subcategory is losing money. So let's add product name and then show profitability here. Okay, as usual, I'm going to show some profitability of the color because I like to see that in color. Show the profitability label here. Now I want to drill down into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a dashboard. Make it automatic. 5 and 6 come here. Okay, I don't need this here. I'm going to make it floating. So that's not going to take up much space. And I'm going to say when I click on this visualization, this one should update. So I'm going to do some filter action here. And I'm going to say sheet 5 should filter sheet 6 on select action. Click OK. And now scroll down and I click on tables. Oh my God, look at that. See? Oh, tables are losing money big time. These players, I would rather not sell these things. You know, between them, I'm losing anywhere between $20, $30, $40,000. So company would be more profitable if you don't sell these products. So I'm going to call up my product portfolio manager and say, do not stock these items. We're losing money on them. Make sense?
Yes.
That is the funda behind what you're looking at. And this tool will help you do just that. It is not reporting. Reporting is long dead. The new age is in, which is interactive dashboards, which give you actionable insights to take decisions based on data and empowers the business user to leverage the data. And they have a name for it. It's called data-driven decisions. And Tableau is the premier product which helps you do just that. There are other tools too, and I worked on some of the other popular tools as well. But Tableau by far is the most easiest to use, most painless tool compared to others. Any questions?
So is there any SQL queries or procedures need to be executed here or no?
Tableau will automatically execute them. Here you can connect to any data source. See this Oracle SQL Server DB2 Teradata and Salesforce 30+. This is 2 versions old. This version. What you will be installing would be Tableau version 9.0, which came out 3rd of this month. Okay, and you don't have to write any single line of SQL. But as a developer, you will have to cross-check that the visualization that you're showing shows the correct data. Especially when you create some complicated visualizations with some calculations. Of course, there are some calculations So when you create those calculations with some complex looking formula and you're not sure whether that is showing the right data, then you have to write some SQL code. You know why? Because business take decisions based on the dashboard that you're giving. So if your dashboard shows incorrect data, then your business loses money for real. There are no second chances. Unlike those software development projects, there is an elaborate procedure and process for SDLC, and a waterfall approach is done, and we have the project plan, BRT, tech design, everything is in place, and you've got like a team of people to cross-check and verify, and the QA does everything to check whether it satisfies the business rule, that there are no bugs in it. But here, you don't have that kind of time. Speed and agility is the driving force behind business. So things have to be really fast, meaning you get the data now, you return, you give back the dashboard as soon as possible, or you give back the analysis as soon as possible. So there is very little margin for error, very little room for error. And in those cases, we will have to write some SQL to test the data, to test whether this data shows up right, to query the SQL, find out if it is showing right. That is where SQL comes into play. And also you will have to sometimes write some custom SQL to pull data into Tableau. See here, and we connect to Oracle. I got an Oracle instance running on my machine. Okay. Let's see, local host service XE 1521. Yeah, it's connecting. See here, I can write some custom SQL. If you want, you can just pull in the column name here. Sorry, the table name. And you have these many columns there. But what if I want some custom query to be written? So I just drag in the column here and then say select sales, profit, shipping cost from orders in a join uses u o dot region equal to u dot region, and let's say u dot manager. Make sense?
Yeah.
If required, you'll have to write this. So do you see where the SQL comes in?
Mm-hmm.
But not, this isn't going to be an everyday thing, once in a while. But when that moment comes, you should be ready with your skills. And also, this is data visualization involving data warehousing. So understanding of SQL is mandatory. They're going to test you during interview.
Okay.
And also for working, to have a good understanding of data, you should know how SQL works, because SQL, no matter what technology comes to store data, you have Hadoop, big data, NoSQL, graph databases, a lot of fancy terms, technologies now, for solving your data issues and problems, but you still have the RDBMS data as the core for handling data. And that is not going to change, at least until for the next 30 years. So SQL skills is mandatory.
Okay.
Apart from that, you saw that the tool is pretty easy to use, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. Any questions for me?
Yeah, actually, Tableau has to be learned with something else or by itself, because when I was doing a career builder search for Tableau, there are only very few positions, but when I search for MSBI or SSRS, the opportunities are many. So has this to be combined with some other technologies, or by itself, like I can learn this? and get a job.
Look at this. Let me answer that question by showing you dice.com.
Okay.
Have you checked out dice.com?
No, I was looking at Career Builder.
Okay. Dice.com is one of the premier job portals in US.
Okay.
So let's look at Tableau. What's your location?
I'm in Alpharetta.
Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
Is that the zip code?
30005.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see that? This is just in your locality there.
It's
Business
still.
intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Business intelligence position. And yeah, this is kind of $90,000 is something quite common. SQL Server, Oracle backend. Yeah, I say a lot of SQL experience.
Yeah.
Tableau. And let's say we want to get rid of this and run it. Do you see that?
What's that? Can you say that again for me, please?
Do you see the Tableau opportunities there?
Yeah, yeah. But when you see, like, it has to be learned. Oh, okay.
Look at that. 2 weeks ago, 20 hours ago,
Yeah.
and Tableau developer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, SQL is mandatory. Whatever
Okay.
tool you're going to learn,
Okay.
SQL
Okay.
is mandatory.
Okay. Okay.
Full-time contract independent. Okay. Are you on H1 or GCAD or GC?
Citizen.
Okay. In that case, this wouldn't be a problem. See, they're not given any details. Yeah. Look at that.
Okay.
Nothing else is mentioned.
That's
Just
correct.
SQL.
Yeah.
I'm going to ping you the link to this.
Okay.
The link might be different for you.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, your organizer is pinging me something. Let me reply to that.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any questions for me around this?
So how long is it going to take to learn Tableau? Like, what's the duration of this course?
That depends on you, like how quickly you pick up.
Okay.
Typically it takes around 15 to 20 days for somebody who is okay with SQL.
Okay.
I have even seen people who complete in 10 days, in less than 10 days flat. It's just like, I say something, they already know that because they've already done this in Excel. People who have done, if you know Excel really good, that's going to be, really, really good, say Excel functions. If you know Excel function, the mid, the length, the left, all those functions have been directly copied into Tableau. Only the order will change. So if you know the Excel functions, you're really good. And the pivot table, pivot chart in Excel, if you know that, your learning time is going to come down. If you know VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP in Excel, then again, it'll be easy to cover some other portions because there's a type of join in Tableau called data blending, which works like VLOOKUP in Excel. So when I say data blending in Tableau works like VLOOKUP, and if you know VLOOKUP already, then the development, the course time duration comes down. I don't have to explain that separately. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So may I know where you are located?
India.
Okay. Because there is the website like tableau.com. There is a learning and tutorials training is given, right?
Okay.
So is it going to be different from what is given in the Tableau website?
Yeah, we will be looking at these things. You will learn by solving problems, which is this. See that? So basically, you are going to learn on a, learn on the go mode. So you want to see city-wise analysis of sales, city-wise analysis of profit, show only last 6 months of data, speed up Tableau performance by using extracts. So you're going to find out like how this is going to be done. Show data only for specified range. So you learn how to do that. See which ship mode is most profitable. So then drill down and like how that is going to be done. So you learn things from an action perspective.
Okay.
Project perspective. This is how you would be having problem statements in project.
Okay.
And also you'll be looking at these sample visualizations which have already been done. And these are the solution files for the requirement you just saw. I'll be sharing them with all the candidates, but don't cheat. Don't look at them now. Then you try to solve that, and then you can cross-check your answers with the solution sheet.
Okay.
And apart from that, there will be like some visualizations which have been shared by people for whom I have done consulting work. Although I cannot share the data, I can walk you through some of the processes which have seen while worked in consulting contracts. Consulting is altogether a different ball game. There you see a lot of things, different types of charts which are not covered in the default Tableau course with content, and also like connection to Salesforce. Little calculations. What are the differences between various versions? And if you want to apply for a job, you definitely want to say that you have some 2 years experience, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so you need to know the differences between the previous versions. You cannot say that you worked on Tableau 9. You have to say that you worked on Tableau version 7.0, 8.0, 8.1, 8.2, and 8.3. So you need to know what is the difference between each of them. And you need to see what are they. See, this is 2 version old Tableau, 8.2.
Okay.
That is the value that I add.
Okay. Okay, so every day 1 hour, is that what, for 10
Yeah.
days? Okay.
10, 15, I mean, that depends on, like, as I said, for some people it takes only 15 days, for others it might take longer than that. It all depends on you. Like after like first 2 sessions, I'll be able to tell you like how much time it might take. So for example,
Okay.
say you have, let's say weekdays only, and start day is going to be, so let's say April 29. Okay, oh my god. There was a little application which I wrote in VBA. I was debugging it and I opened a message box. Sorry. Which will create a sheet, okay,
Okay.
for you on which all days would be the topics that will be covered. See, fourth, but I've given this these days as holidays. Okay, I have to skip that. All right, let me do that again. Oh my god, I need to turn off that message box. This is the your project plan. If you start on 29th, should be able to complete it by 12th.
Okay. Okay, so
I have to add a few more topics here so that by that the date will get bumped up. But you get it. So you'll be given a sheet like this, and in that way you'll know, okay, on which day which topic will be covered.
okay,
Like
and
first, yeah.
what is the system requirement? Like Mac is okay, or you
Mac
need
is
Windows?
fine. Mac will not support Tableau server. Mac will support Tableau desktop.
Okay.
We'll have to install and Tableau version 9.0 has got a lot more restriction. I mean, a lot more requirements like 4-core. A lot of my new candidates now are not able to install Tableau 9 on their laptops because they have 2-core CPU, and Tableau 9 is asking for 4-core CPU and 8 GB RAM for installing Tableau server. Tableau client is fine. Tableau server is it's a little problematic now. So what I do is I already have the Tableau version 8.2 and 8.3 server, so we can train using that. And if your machine supports it, we can use the Tableau version 9 server.
Okay.
I don't have the server version with me, 8.2 or 8.3 now, but I can get it for you.
Okay.
But 90% of the work is done on the client, which is the desktop,
Yeah. Okay.
which you'll be able to install anyways.
Oh, okay. So Mac is fine, you mean, or Mac is not?
Mac is fine for the first half of it.
First off. Okay.
Second half you'll need Windows. But no worries, we'll install VMware and get a copy of Windows and install it on your machine.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
How much RAM do you have?
Not sure. Got to check.
Okay, because 8 GB RAM is compulsory for Tableau server. When you do virtual machine, and if you have some 8 GB RAM, and once you install virtual machine, maybe the server will not work, especially Tableau 9 server will not work.
Okay.
We need to test that.
Okay. Okay.
No problem. If that doesn't work, we'll go for the older version, and then I'll share some video. I mean, I have some footage of my previous training as well. So I can share the recordings of people who have done Tableau 9 server installation, or I'll ask them to record it and share that on the Google Drive, and you can download from there.
Okay.
In fact, my previous I stopped recording now. I give access to the candidates to record it on their own, but otherwise I have recordings. Give me a moment. able to see this. I mean, like a lot of recordings are given there.
Okay.
And if required, I can give you the references of contact, like provided your vendor agrees to that. I can give you references of candidates who are already working in Tableau in US, you know, whom I have trained. And all right, and for whom I have attended proxy calls as well.
So you provide proxy calls also
for male candidates.
like yeah, I know, like I thought you knew somebody for.
Yeah, I did. I did for the candidates. See, I don't recommend that. You know, what I say is, you know, if you attend my training, you wouldn't need that. But there are still some people who don't want to take the chance and, you know, go with the proxy. It's for them that I take the call. But I have a lady candidate, I mean, lady trainer, and an ex-colleague of mine. If required, I can arrange a proxy call for you. But that wouldn't be necessary for you.
Okay, okay. So this is the link that I was talking about. So have you
what link?
In the chat box, like there is a training in the Tableau website.
I don't see the chat box. I'm not able to see that. I probably pinged it to me or organizers only.
Okay. Have you got it now?
Yes. Okay. Tableau introductory watch. Oh yeah, I mean I watched all these things a long time back. It was just like in 2011, 2012. There were a lot of things, I guess. No. Okay. Yeah, I borrowed some of them from them too. I mean, you know, it's a good thing. You know, they have in one place they have given a lot of information. So this is really going to be helpful. I mean, watch them. Yeah. Connecting to data. Yes, there are some new things as well. Google Analytics. Yeah, Cubes. Yeah, Cubes is new. Oh, Visual Analytics. Yeah, formatting gain. Show rewards mapping, custom geocode. Are they talking about? Okay, where are they? Polygon maps. Are they? Table calculations. Yeah, these things are really important. Table calculations. I don't know how much table calculation. Yeah, integrating R with Tableau. That is also important. Tableau server. Yeah, web authoring. Yeah, they have covered a lot of portions. Yes. Title authorization. Okay, how to. Okay, these are fancy charts. I mean, you know, box plot, Pareto chart, control chart. Control chart is used in both basically in manufacturing, and also in you know, to check you know, the call centers as well. Field types, index sorting, sorts with indexes. Yeah. I'm familiar with all these concepts. Okay. So during my training, these things will come up anyways, but in a different way, which is from a, you know, problem solving perspective. Here, I'll tell you the difference.
Okay.
Look at this. You know how to write a group by, right?
Yeah.
You know how to write a max. Okay. Now, if I ask you to get the max salary, you know how to do that.
Yeah.
Now, the point is, which is what the video training is, how to find the max of salary. Now, my way of training would be asking, how do you find the second highest salary without using group by, or let's say row number function.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find that? So that gets you the thinking mode.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just state the facts.
Mm-hmm.
You start with a question in mind. I mean, like we have this problem statement. So you learn by solving problems. And that way, in double shot, you not only learn Tableau, but you also see some real life problems. And what you're learning is not just the technology, but the thought process. And that thought process is more important. You know, when you start working, you know, you'll hear these things, especially if you end up working for some big Fortune 10 companies or 20 to Fortune 200 companies. More important than the deliverable is the process. Heard that? In all the, see, when you have such a huge organization, $1 billion organization, you know, it is very difficult to control the quality of deliverables and to control the outcome of each process that is going on, or each activity that is going on.
Okay.
It will be like very expensive to monitor each and everything.
Okay.
So to control the output and to make sure that whatever deliverable is done to the ultimate quality or the best quality that is possible, companies have devised a lot of processes in solving various tasks. I mean, like we have the ticketing system. You know, when a user faces some problem in production, he raises a CR, right? And then that gets assigned to a particular team, the production support team, and then he finds or solves the problem, or you know, raises another ticket for the dev team, and the dev team takes a look at it and does a root cause analysis, and then finds an issue there, and then fixes the problem in there, and pushes it to QA. QA team tests it, and then pushes it to pre-prod, prod, and finally user tests it. If they are okay, then the ticket gets closed. Right? That's process. So similarly, for solving these problems also, there's a that is more important. That what do you think is the solution for that?
I'm not familiar with it. Yeah.
That's your SQL skills.
Yeah. It's having some conditional statements like equal to 2. No, I don't know.
See that? See, go to w3schools.com
Okay.
/SQL. You have all these SQL statements here. You go through the whole stuff, but you still won't be able to solve the problem. You understand the problem there?
Yeah.
This is a SQL tutorial. Even if you go through the entire tutorial, you won't be able to solve this this thing here. That is where the thought process that you know, the mindset that you learn during the training comes into play.
Okay.
So here, how do you find the second highest salary? What would that mean?
It's the second row value.
What I look at is exclude the first row value, exclude the highest salary, and take the max. So you should get it, right? You understand the thought process there? This will give you the highest salary.
Yeah.
Exclude that value.
Okay.
So you should get the second highest value.
Yeah. Okay.
So this would be wouldn't this solve the problem? Yes or no?
Yes.
Let's solve the problem.
Yeah.
You got the thought process there?
It should solve the problem.
You didn't understand it?
Yes, it will solve the problem, I think.
You think? You're not sure?
Not sure.
Think about it. What will this give you? This gets executed first. You need to understand the order in which the predicate in a SQL gets executed. Whether this gets executed first, or whether the where condition executes first. This is the group by. Group by gets executed at the end. So get the data where clause will execute before the group by, meaning this is the aggregation function. So this will get executed, and what that will do is, what this does is, before this executes, this particular clause has to execute. So it gets the highest salary from employees, and it says where salary not equal to that. So you get all the salaries except the highest salary with this statement.
Okay.
And then you're taking the max of it.
Okay.
So you get the second highest salary.
Okay.
But what led to the breakthrough is the thought process. See, how do you find the second highest salary?
Okay.
If not 2, and without using row number. With using row number, you could have solved this like select row number or partition by department, order by salary descending as row ID or row number, comma, max of salary. If you want, you can give the department from employees, and now you write a this is how you would have got it. So instead of writing such a complicated statement, you wrote simple one. Okay. So, but we crack this by looking at how do you find the second highest salary, which means they exclude the first one. That thought process is what you're learning here.
Okay.
That thought process relation to data visualization. So how do you solve that? And what we learn will have a lot of overlapping with what is there on Tableau website. Yeah, I see that. There will be a lot of overlapping. I'm not denying that.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any other questions so far. So.
All right. Okay.
So
right,
what
Krishna,
timing will be convenient for you? Like if you are.
That we can discuss. No issues. I'm going to change a job now. I'm going to join a new company by 8th. So my timing is going to change after 8th.
Okay.
So whatever, if you're going to start before that, anyway, that timing will change. Right now, I go into second shift.
Okay.
But after 8th, I might probably go. I will have to go for the first shift. So far, I've not got a confirmation on what the shift they work in. Only confirmation that I have is my joining date would be 8th, but that can be worked out.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Nice talking to you, Krishna. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.